My girlfriend always makes fun of me because she is an extrovert, super extrovert, has a ton of friends, always on the phone with her friends all the time. And I'm like the complete opposite.
Kato on the track, beer.
I think that's very important to get it all out. But at some point you have to figure out, okay, what is it that I'm best at? What do I love doing the most? You know what I mean? And so when you figure that out, then you have a direction and you just go.
Tell us how you would describe yourself, introvert or extrovert?
I would most definitely 100% hands down describe myself as an introvert. Been that way since I was a kid for as long as I can remember. Which is funny because I think people probably see me on social media or see my content and, you know, see me doing these events and talking in front of crowds and meeting people, shaking hands, thinking that I'm way more outgoing and extroverted than I actually am. But most people don't see the other, 75% of the time when I'm just at home hanging out with my girl and my dog, just prefer to be alone, and that's how I am most days.
What has been your biggest challenge socially / interacting when it comes to being in your industry?
I think probably one of the biggest challenges of being an introvert in the music industry is it's kind of like high school. In high school, you always had those cliques. You had the jocks, you had the cheerleaders, you had the band kids, you had the drama kids. And it's very similar to high school in a lot of ways because the music industry has its own kind of different groups and different communities. So definitely one of the biggest challenges, especially when I was coming up, was just figuring out where I fit into everything, finding my community and just going out and meeting people and being in situations and in different circles that I wasn't necessarily comfortable around, but it made sense for me to be there just to network and meet people and learn things. So I think that's probably the biggest challenge of being an introvert in the music industry.
Do you ever deal with not wanting to be seen? If so, how do you push past it to do what you love?
So I think one of the biggest advantages that probably attracted me to being a producer in the first place was the fact that I literally could just sit in my room and make beats by myself. I didn't have to be around people. I didn't have to go into an office and work around other people all day long. It's a very solo individual activity if you want it to be. But on the other hand, if you want it to be a collaborative effort, if you want to go out and work with other artists or work with other creatives, then you can. So you have the freedom and the ability to choose. And that's really rare, I think. But that was one of the biggest things that drew me in, was that, damn, I can literally not leave my room or my house and just sit inside and make beats all day and use the internet. That was one of the best things ever.
Are you into making friends, or are you more of a stay to yourself type of person?
My girlfriend always makes fun of me because she is an extrovert, super extrovert, has a ton of friends, always on the phone with her friends all the time. And I'm like the complete opposite. I'm a huge introvert. I'd rather be by myself. I don't care about hanging out with my friends. I don't even really, to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of close people that I consider really good friends, just a really small circle. So I'm definitely more of a be by myself, no new friends type of guy.
You have one free day off of working or creating. What are you doing? Going out or staying indoors?
So if I had a day off from working or being in the studio creating, I would probably go out. I won't lie. I would probably go out, but I would do something low key. I'm not about to hit the club and turn up, but I'd probably do something super low key, go to a movie with my girl, or go to a nice restaurant, just something very chill and not too intense, because sometimes when I start getting around crowds and people that I don't know, that's when I start to feel my introverted self like, all right, Kato, it's time to leave. You got to get out of here. So yeah, I definitely do something low key if I had a day off.
Do you ever get anxiety when presenting your work to the world? If so, tell us a little about it.
I used to get a lot of anxiety when I released my music, and I know that's something that a lot of new aspiring artists and producers and musicians deal with. You know, they feel that anxiety because music is like a personal thing, you know, and to put it out there for the world to listen to and to judge and to open yourself up to opinions, which everyone is going to have, is a scary thing, you know. But I had to get over that at some point in my career. You know, I'm like over 12 years in the music industry. So at a certain point, you just got to get over that fear and that anxiety, because it holds you back from really reaching your full potential and putting the push and the marketing and the promo behind every song that deserves it. So yeah, at a certain point in my career, I had to get over that fear. And it was probably a very slow, gradual process. But now, you know, I make music to share it. And I think that's the right kind of mentality and mindset that you have to have if you want to be in the music industry.
Give some advice to someone that has something to offer, but introverted ways are holding them back.
My advice to any introvert pursuing a career in the music industry would be, number one, that it's okay. It's okay to be introverted. I think most creatives are, which means that most people are feeling the same fear, feeling the same anxiety that you feel. And if you can channel that into your music, I think you can make some really incredible songs and projects. My only advice would just be to not let it cripple you, because I think all the great things that can happen to you in your career and all the great opportunities and all the amazing people that you can meet in the music industry and just through sharing your music, all of that happens on the other side of fear and anxiety. So the more you can challenge yourself to get outside of your comfort zone, challenge yourself to meet new people and put yourself in different situations, even if you're not comfortable, right? I think only great things can come out of that. So that's how I always looked at these challenging situations where I just, you know, my anxiety was eating me alive and I didn't want to be in those uncomfortable positions. But I knew that there were certain takeaways that I could gain. There were things that I could learn. There were people that I could meet. There were opportunities that could happen if I could just get outside of my own head and practice. You know, it's just like anything else. You get better with practice. So it gets easier, you know. That would be my advice to any introvert who's looking to pursue a career in music.